In this video tutorial, I would like to explain how to work with PHP files that are stored in and run from the local Apache web server using the XAMPP application. I'm using a Windows computer, so your screen may look slightly different than mine. Before following along with this video tutorial, verify that your Apache web server is running. Open the XAMPP control panel and click Start next to Apache. I'm just going to minimize this screen. XAMPP is installed on the C drive on many Windows computers. You will navigate to the XAMPP folder. The htdocs folder is the local web server's document root. I'm going to open that up. For this course, download the exercise files from the Canvas course shell. Make sure you place the folder inside the htdocs folder and rename it webd166. Notice there is a default index.php file sitting in the htdocs root folder. Therefore, when I launch localhost, the index.php file will execute. I have launched localhost in my browser, and I see a web page which displays the XAMPP application. Notice it has redirected me to the dashboard. To view your webd166 folder, I'm going to just remove the word dashboard and type in webd166. You will now see a list of your chapter files displayed. The books files are stored in this folder, allowing you to access the sample code for each one. By selecting the folder that contains the book files, I can view all of the available chapters. Since the Apache web server is already running, these files can be executed through the browser. So if I click on the first one, I can see that it says the following was created by PHP. If I were to right-click and look at the source code, and all I see is the HTML, I cannot see the PHP. You will never see PHP in the browser because PHP is processed on the server before the page is sent to the browser. So how do I learn what these files are doing? I'm going to open up Visual Studio Code. I'm going to go to File, Open Folder. You're going to go to your Windows, the XAMPP folder, htdocs, and I'm going to choose the webd166 folder and select folder. Now I can see all of the files. If I click on the chapter 01 folder and I select the hello1.php file, I can see the PHP code. I cannot test the PHP code by simply opening the file directly in the browser or by using a regular HTML preview tool because I need to run the file from the web server, which is localhost. Therefore, I would need to go back to my browser that has the localhost URL. I'm going to go back to hello1.php, and here is the file. I'm going to go back into Visual Studio Code. I'm going to close the 01 folder. I'm going to close the hello1 PHP file. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to right-click on the 02 folder, and I'm going to create a new file. And I'm going to name this assignment2.php. Notice it's all in lowercase. There's no spaces. There's no hyphens. It's just assignment2.php. And I'm going to hit enter. Your page should be a complete valid HTML document that includes a doc type declaration, HTML element, head section, and body section. To quickly generate this structure, you're going to place your cursor in the empty file. You're going to type an exclamation point, and notice we get the Emmet abbreviation. You can also select this, or you press Tab or Enter to insert the HTML template. Emmet will automatically create the basic HTML template for you. You will change the document title. You will enter the content for this assignment between the body tag. Remember that your files need to be stored in the webd166 folder inside htdocs in order to be executed on the local web server. I'm just going to go ahead and save this file. File, Save. I'm going to open up the variables PHP file. This file is similar to the type of file that you will create for assignment 2. One thing to note is that the book uses the print statement, while you can also use the echo statement. Both print and echo are valid ways to output text in PHP. Echo and print are both PHP language constructs. Echo can output one or more expressions and does not return a value. Print outputs one expression and returns a value of 1. For beginner PHP programs, either one can display text. Let's update this variables PHP file to use the echo language construct instead. So where it says print, I'm going to say echo, and I'm going to change where it says print the address, I'm going to say echo the address. I'm going to save this file, File Save or Control S. Remember, this is variables.php. It's in the O2 folder. I'll go back out to my browser. I'll select the back button. I want to be in the O2 folder. I'll select the variables PHP file, and you can see that my code was generated. If I view the page source, I only see the HTML that was sent to the browser. Any PHP code has already been processed by the web server and converted into output before the page is delivered. Because of this, you will not see the original PHP code in the browser's source code. Remember that you will typically work with several windows at the same time. Keep your browser open to localhost so you can test your PHP files. You may also want to keep your file manager open to verify that your files are saved in the correct folders. In addition, keep Visual Studio Code open so you can view, edit, and create your work. Each week, spend time reviewing the code examples and exploring how they work. Experiment by modifying the code and creating your own examples to build your understanding of PHP and develop your programming skills. Thank you for watching.